This next D&D book is one that I will definitely candle keep in my collection. Welcome to Boards and Swords. I'm Chris Renshaw. Today we're going to be talking about Candlekeep Adventures. This book is a collection of adventures. They're kind of one-shot adventures that all take place or at least start in this giant library called Candlekeep. It came out earlier this year. I want to say like March timeframe, so I'm a little bit behind on getting this out. But what's special about this book is that each one of these adventures was written by a different guest host, which is really cool and really neat. And I could go through them all and tell you them, but it would take like a giant portion of this video. In a similar mindset to some of the other adventure collections like Tales from the Yawning Portal, Candlekeep Mysteries is organized in a way that you start off with like a simple level 1 style adventure and gradually move up higher and higher, and the adventures get more and more complex and the dangers get higher all the way up to level 15 and 16. So there's a whole bunch of different things, and that's kind of like the one downside that's about this, is that the tales are so interesting. I wish there was a better way. It briefly talks about it, but it's kind of, well, you can if you want. I wish there was a way you could rope them all together into one big, huge campaign that just kind of takes place at Candlekeep. If you're a good enough DM, you could easily make it out that way, but for someone starting, that might be a little bit too rough, but there's no way about it. I love this book. This is probably one of my favorite D&D books to read that they've come out with in a while, and that's because it feels so fresh and original. Like the ideas, there's a whole bunch of new creative ideas. There's a whole bunch of new settings, new people, new types of adventures. If you've seen and read any of my D&D books in the past, 5th edition D&D has kind of become like a greatest hits of D&D. I don't know the whole, I don't have the 30, 40 years of lore that D&D has, but the little bits I know seem to be the bits that they keep kind of harping on. Is like, oh, hey, remember Ravenloft? Or, hey, remember Tomb of Horrors? Well, we did those better. Or, hey, remember the Temple of Elemental Evil? Well, we did that better. Or there's these like places that like, remember these stories? Well, we remade them in 5th edition. Everything's either kind of core based of an idea or a remake of something they've done better. But this is what I want. This type of stuff, this type of writing, this type of creativeness. This is what I want in D&D. Yeah, it's kind of neat the way they take things and twist them, but it's just really, really refreshing to see some of the ideas and all just the way they take, because each one of these adventures is based on a book. They define a book, they tell you how pretty it is and what the clasps and everything really describe it so that you can visually or you can very descriptively describe it to your players, and they get the image of this book in their mind. And then that book either starts someone on an adventure, or maybe the book is the adventure itself, and all sorts of different pathways. And I thought that was going to be very boring by the end of it, but the stories just kept getting better and better and better as they went through, and just with all these cool ideas. Small spoiler here, but you end up kind of figuring this out within the first few bits of the adventure. But one of them, you find out one of the towers in Candlekeep is actually a rocket ship that you're trying to stop them from launching it into orbit to get away with some of the most precious books and most dangerous books from the library. And it's just so quirky and awesome, and I love it. It's so good. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, thank you even more, because now you're going to have a chance, because I also got sent the nice, pretty deluxe version of this book. So, do you want to win this? Then you need to like and subscribe. It's the only way you have a chance to win this, and preferably this is only for like US based as well. Or unless you're willing to help me out with shipping. For international, if you're willing to chip in on shipping, then you can enter as well. But all you got to do is like and subscribe to the channel, and post a comment down below that says what's your favorite D&D adventure so far, or what you think of D&D and the adventure so far. Do you think I'm out to lunch with the ideas I have, or do you agree with me, etc., etc. Doesn't matter what the comment is. You could tell me that my jokes are terrible. Trust me, I already know. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you will get entered in to win a copy of Candlekeep Mysteries. And so let's have that, let's say, beginning of August, I will pick someone to check this out. So you will behold the book in all its majesty. All right, that's the last one. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.